Good morning, all my Yarny friends, my Yarny family, my Yarny, silly Yarny friends. Good morning. We actually got up this morning and it was not raining. Yay! I was going to do a walkthrough in my garden this week to show you how things are going, but my garden is just it's not a mess. It's just not tidy. And because I haven't really been able to care for it like I want to, because we've just been drenched with so much rain. And so it looks like in the forecast it's going to be dry for a couple of days. So maybe next week I can get out there and show you what's going on. I've been getting zucchinis and tomatoes. My strawberries got a little bit too wet, and so they're a little moldy, and that makes me sad. But I've been getting a bunch of blackberries and peppers, and my peach tree is just loaded with peaches. I've got plums in my plum trees, apples in my apple trees. And so next week, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, which means too much rain, I'll be able to get out there and do some filming for you guys so you can see what's going on in my garden. All right, so let's get started. I'm drinking iced. I know I don't normally drink iced coffee, but remember I got that creamer that's like a chocolate mocha that's sugar-free. And it is like having a little bit of a shake because you put some ice in it, chop it up. Yum. More like probably a slurry. Is that what they call that? Either way, it's super yummy. Every now and then, us that are diabetic, we got to figure out treats, right? You know, it's healthy even if you're not diabetic, not to eat so much sugar, right? It's hard. Sugar is good. Well, I just wanted to start out today with just telling all of you thank you so much. Those of you who have been buying patterns from my Ravelry, I even had a donation come in, and I wanted to give you a total. Now, what we're doing is raising money for my grandson by selling my patterns on Ravelry. None of the money's coming to me. All of it goes straight to when it's all in, I should say. He has his own bank account. He has a savings account just for his marching band, and he's a senior this year. He's just got his last year of school in high school. And so we're trying to raise some money because senior year is really expensive. Marching band is really expensive, and they've got some major trips to pay for. So what I'm doing is it's basically buy one, get one free or 50% off on any of my patterns in my Ravelry shop. No limits. All patterns, whether they're knit or crochet. I have a few knit, not very many. I started doing some knitting patterns and I thought, yeah, I don't like this. So anyway, the total we have that has come in so far is $250. I really wanted to raise about $500, but I've got a little savings in my account. This sale goes on through midnight tonight, but I'm thinking of extending it through next week just because I really want to raise some more money for him. And so I'm going to go in and I'll probably have it run through next Tuesday, okay? So those of you who haven't been able to get involved, it's a good chance for you to go into my Ravelry account. I have over probably 1,500 patterns. It's overwhelming, to be honest with you, when you think about it. But anyway, you can go in and you just fill up your cart, and the code is marching band, no spaces, no capitals, and it'll take 50% off your total purchase. Okay? Now, if you didn't get a chance, it'll be there. I'm going to do another week because I really want to raise a little more money just to help him out. I'm really proud of him because he works 30 hours a week at Whataburger. He's been going to band camp. He worked in our vacation Bible school at church. He's like going from one thing to the next, and he's very, very busy. But I'm really proud of him because he's kept his job for a year now, And guess what? His little sister Callie starts there today. And I'm really proud of her too, because remember this last month in May, she turned 16. And so she went and applied, and today is her first day at Whataburger also. So I'm really proud of my grandkids getting jobs, and, you know, they love to pay for their own things, and they love to be responsible, and I'm really proud of them. Okay, so I have to brag on my grandkids for a while, okay? Okay, let's bottom line this. In my Ravelry shop, all my patterns are 50% off, but you have to at least get 2. If you just put 1 in there, it's not going to take it off. You have to get 2. That way you get to buy 1, get 1 free. Okay, and the link for Ravelry is underneath this video. You can just go check it out and see if there's just something you might want to purchase at a discount price. And again, all of that money goes straight to Aiden's marching band fund. Okay? And I'll let you know next week what we have raised. Okay? I'm going to let it go through next Tuesday at midnight. Okay? Because I just really want to help him out because I love my grandson. Okay, now, I'm going to talk a couple of things before we talk about the winner of the giveaway, because I want to give people a chance to get in here. Because sometimes it takes a little bit, you know, YouTube's got to contact people and let them know when they get on that we're having our live video. Okay? So, I want to thank you all for everyone that's here today. It looks like we've already got 78 people in. Super cool. All right, so I have a silly joke for you first. And this was sent over to me from someone. Her name is Diane. Okay, are you ready? She sent me this joke. I thought this was super cute. Why was the skein of yarn a great storyteller? Who knows? I mean, yarn can talk, right? That's not the punchline. Sorry, I cracked myself up. All right, so why was the skein of yarn a great storyteller? It could really spin a yarn. Okay, that was funny to me. Let me see y'all laughing on here so I know my joke was okay. Let's see some joke faces. I just thought that was the cutest. Thank you, Diane, if you're watching today. She usually watches later. She doesn't really get a chance to watch. She's a friend of mine from many years ago. She pops in from time to time. Okay, that was just silly. I know, it was just silly. You know, it's important for us to laugh because laughter really is the best medicine. Even if we're just laughing at ourselves, and I do that a lot. All right, let's do our shout out of the week, and then we're going to announce the winner of the giveaway. And now I'll remind you what the giveaway is in just a second. All right, so last week I didn't get a chance to do a shout out, and I found this particular YouTube channel probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. And I watch her from time to time, and then I forgot about her. Well, there's so many channels out there, right? And so then I happened to come across her channel again. And her name is Krafty Kait. It's Krafty Kait. Krafty Kait. She says, come along with me on my crochet journey. And I think she's really fun. She's cute. You know, she's when I say cute, I mean she just does cute things. She's cute too, you know. But anyway, I really enjoyed her video. And I'm like, why have I not been watching this young lady? Okay, she talks a lot about if you're really into Amies, she's got a lot of that going on. And I believe if I watched the right video before that one, that she also does markets and stuff. So if you're interested in all of that, she could probably really help you out by watching her videos. Okay, so Krafty, okay, take 2. Krafty Kait YouTube channel. I have put her link underneath this video in that description box. Go over and check her out. Subscribe, like, and ring that bell. Okay, and just to clarify, I get people all the time tell me they don't hit the bell because they don't want to be emailed. YouTube's not going to email you. Okay? When you like a video, all you're doing is telling YouTube, I like that video. When you subscribe to a channel, you're telling YouTube, I like that channel. But when you ring the bell, you're telling YouTube, I want to see more from that channel. And the only time that will happen is when you go back on YouTube, each time you're on YouTube, and you look in what I think it's called your homepage, and it shows you recommendations of channels. Okay? That's all it is. Leslie, I'm going to talk all about this a little bit later, okay? Hang on, because this is one of our projects we did yesterday, okay? So hang on, I'll tell you about it. Okay, before we get into that, we're going to announce the winner. Now, let me refresh you what we have. We have our canvas Coffee and Crochet with Sara bag. It's a nice, sturdy canvas bag. What's inside, right? There are 12 skeins of acrylic, lightweight or DK weight. And the top one there is Red Heart, but the one underneath that is Hobby Lobby. So this was sent to me for someone to do a giveaway. They're all brand new skeins, 12 different colors of Skeins of Light 3 acrylic yarn and the canvas bag. That's our giveaway this week. This is really neat because it's a little more difficult, in my opinion, to find lightweight 3 or DK weight acrylic yarn. Okay, now I'm going to remind you, I'm getting ready to announce the winner's name. I'm going to remind you, I'm trying to keep you safe. Do not put your email address, your shipping address, your phone number, or any personal information anywhere in any public comment. That means on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Don't put your information out there, okay? Because that's what spammers are looking for, and we don't want them messing with us. I'm sick of them. I really am. I can't even begin to tell you the issues that I've had just even in the last couple weeks, okay? So, never give your personal information out. On the other hand, once I announce you're the winner, I need you to either contact me through my website. That's down underneath this video. You can click my website. The link is there. And then there's a box that says contact us. You hit that box and it'll send me an email. Or you can go to the Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page. That link is also underneath this video, and send me a message. Okay? That's the only two ways. I will not search you down. You have to search me down. Okay? Because I don't have your information, and I do not want you to have it out there anywhere where anyone can get it. Once I send you the box and you message me back or email me back and say, I got the box, then I delete your message and your email. Okay? All right. Because I want to keep you safe, but I don't want to stop doing giveaways because I love giveaways. I love doing them. I love giving stuff away, especially yarn. Okay, you ready? I see some drum rolls. Okay. The winner is, and I forgot to look to see if your name came up. Sorry. Didn't mean to stall. Her name is Vicki Hockenberry. I love her last name. My aunt, her last name is Stokesberry, and she used to do paintings, and she would just put Berry on there. I thought that was so cute. Okay, Vicki, V-I-C-K-I, Hockenberry, H-O-C-K-E-N-B-E-R-R-Y. It sounds like a berry that you would make like a wine out of or something. It's just really Hockenberry. Sounds cool. All right, Vicki, if you're watching live, contact me. If you watch later, contact me. All right? And the sooner you contact me, the sooner I can get it out to you. Because y'all know I love getting them out quick, and I love sending yarn to people. Okay? I'm going to move this up here. I put it on a sticky note. I've been doing better and making sure that I spell the names right. I think there's been twice I have either spelled the name wrong or pronounced the name terribly wrong. And I'm terrible at pronouncing things. I don't know why. Well, congratulations, Vicki. I'm super happy that you won. Everyone congratulate her. And if you know her, let her know, okay? All right. So, the next thing, I have a lot to talk about. So, we're just going to keep moving along, okay? All right. The next thing we're going to talk about is our yarn of the week. And our yarn of the week is this. I finally got some in. Premier Candy Shop Cotton. And I wanted to get it in because I want you to see it. And so I'm going to switch over to my other camera here. And the reason I want you to see it is a very unique yarn. Okay? It's Premier Cotton. I keep saying cotton candy. Premier Candy Shop Cotton. They should have called it cotton candy, don't you think? 147 yards, 5.3 ounces. And it's really interesting. I pulled one of them out so you could see the yarn itself. Isn't this interesting? It's basically, it looks like it's been knitted. It looks like a braid. I'm going to bring that up closer. And it's got like a strand, I want to say 2 strands of the color and 1 strand of white braided through there. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. Now this color is called Sour Splash. Isn't that interesting? It's beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is a bulky number 5. Let me show you. It is a bulky number 5, but you could make anything with this. You could make a cotton hat. You could make a cotton poncho. It is 100% cotton. Let me read it just to make sure in case it's, no, it's a blend. Sorry, I lied by accident. It happens, okay? 85% recycled cotton, 15% recycled polyester. So what I'm thinking is the color is cotton and the white through there is polyester. And that's really a great blend. You can still use this for washcloths and towels and things because the cotton will still be absorbent, but the polyester will help it last longer. Okay? And I'm real excited. I finally got some in. I was waiting. You know, I told y'all last week I hadn't ordered any yarn because my budget, okay? And I thought I've got to get some of this. And it does come in 6 different colors. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick on my iPad so I can show you. I was looking at it earlier. Let's see if I left it on here so it comes up pretty quick. Let's see. All right, here it is. Okay, I want to show you. I have it pulled up. And another thing is Premier also has a lot of free patterns using this yarn. They've got bags. Look at that, hanging bags. Isn't that pretty to put plants in? She's got some bags here. Oh, these look like they're almost, look at that pillow. Isn't that pretty? I mean, there's tons of things that you can do with these yarns. Let's click on it because I want you to see these colors. Okay, this one is super cool. There we go. Look at that. It's blacks and blues. Isn't that gorgeous? That one's called blue raspberry. And then this one is berry burst. I want you to see the bottom of it. Look at all those colors. Isn't that gorgeous? And all of them have that white strand going through them. This is strawberry lemonade, which is the one I almost purchased because it's really, really pretty. I love those colors. And here's licorice, and I think this is really pretty too. See those colors? Okay, then here is the Sour Splash. This is the one that I ordered, and I love it. It has a lot of yellow in it, and I really like this one too. This is called Grape Fizz. Isn't that pretty? So, they're only $4.99 a cake. And so I wanted you to see these because it's one thing to see them online, but it's another thing to actually see them, you know, way up close. And I realize they're, you know, still online because you're watching it on a video, but you can see it so much better. And I wanted you to see how that strand was. It's really, really cool. I'm thinking about making a basket because every year I almost always make a big basket for working in the garden and stuff because I like to go out. I like a basket with like some long arms on it that I can, not long arms, but handles that I can put over my arm while I'm gathering my stuff. And then if it gets dirty, I can toss it in the wash. You know, it's not really a big deal. You could also use it for a market bag, you know, stuff like that. And so I'm really excited about getting this yarn in. I also ordered in the other cotton one. Remember I ordered 2. I ordered a purple and a blue. And then I ordered another one of each because you got to have 2 for the thing that I want to make with it. Okay. I rarely ever just order one, and I don't know why I did that. So anyway, I'm super excited about this candy shop cotton, not candy cotton shop or cotton candy shop. You know what? You call it whatever you want. Just get you some, okay? And you can use my link underneath this video. And I really want to thank you all, those of you that do order through that link, because I get 10%, which really isn't much, but it goes to my budget. So I can get some more yarn for me. And again, that's yarn I can give away as well. So I do really love this particular one. And one of the things you're going to know about me is when it comes to yarn, and the yarns that I talk about, I'm going to give you my opinion, okay? I am not going to just say I like it just to say I like it, okay? If it's something it's just not my favorite, then I'll tell you, yeah, it's not my favorite, you know, things like that. But I will never, ever lie to you about yarn. I will always give you my honest opinion, okay? Okay. So the other thing that we did, of course, is this beautiful poncho behind me. It does look like a top. I'm going to scoot over a little so you can see it a little better. This is my dress that I have saved. I've had it like 20 years. Every time we go on vacation or we've done a cruise or, you know, just like a lot of times we'll just go to resorts, I always take this dress and I've had it forever and I love it. It's just like a big muumuu and it has ties in the back and it goes with everything. Anyway, I know you asked me about it, so I thought I'd tell you about it. Okay, so this is our Sand and Sea Poncho. Now, I wrote this pattern about 15 years ago, and I never did a video on it, and I only did it in one size, and I did it as a, like a one size fits most, and then I gave you an explanation how to make it wider or how to make it longer. And I had a lot of people ask me, can you just put some sizing in there and kind of give us an idea? And so I thought, you know what, it's time to make a video for this one because it is really pretty and I love it. Let me take this off. You know what? She's backwards. she's got her back to you. All right, let me turn her around. There we go. There. Now you can see the top. I don't know why I stuck it in there backwards. It's okay to laugh at myself. Okay. Anyway, I called it the Sand and Sea, and the original one was done with just a solid, a little bit lighter than this, and then a solid teal. Well, this yarn is the, hang on. I left it over there. This yarn is the Premier Basics Marl, and the color is called Caribbean, or Caribbean, whichever you want to call it, that we used in here. And then I just used the basics in what's called nutmeg. And I wanted it to be just a tinge darker than what I had on the other one. And I love it. It's the Sand and Sea Summer Poncho. Now, we did this in 4 sizes. And this one here, just so you know, my model under here is a medium large. And this is made in the extra small size. And it fits me perfectly. Okay? So, what we did... So I still wanted it to be kind of oversized. And so what we did is we did 4 sizes. We did an extra small, we did a medium large, we did an extra large 2X, and then we did a 3X, 4X. But I also gave you instructions on how to make it longer if you want. You know, you could make this really long. And the thing about this is it works great like over a bathing suit for a cover-up. It works great over, say, a sundress. Like this is just a sundress under here. It's just a sundress. It'll also look really cute if you're like out and about and you want to put on your jean shorts and a tank top, you know, or a tube top or something. You know, it's very, very versatile. It's like one of those things that's always great to have with you on vacation. Okay. And it's really, really, really easy because it is stitched all in triple V stitches through the body of it. And what it is we make 2 rectangles. We do the bottom row of the trim, then we do the center section, and then we do the top. And then we make a second one, and then we stitch them together on the shoulders, and we slip stitch across the back. And the neck opening for mine isn't all that big, but you can adjust that yourself if you want a bigger neck opening. Just make sure you do the same amount on this side as you do on that side, or you'll be all lopsided. But it is really, really easy. Now, if you wanted it to be a top instead of a poncho, all you'd have to do is measure down how far you want it and stitch the sides together. You could do that as well. Okay, so that's why I say it's super versatile. And I think also this would look really pretty in like ombres. And it would also look really pretty in just like, you know, whatever colors. I mean, like some of those beautiful bright colors for summer, you know, the neons and all that. I mean, there's just, and the truth of the matter is, you got a bunch of yarn. It's all medium weight, number 4 acrylic, but you could do cotton if you want to. Just remember, when you do a garment this big out of cotton and it gets sweaty and wet, it kind of gets heavy. Keep that in mind when you choose your yarn. But you could even get in your yarn stash and make it into a scrap happy project and just make yourself a run around town poncho. Because I do that sometimes. I might be wearing my shorts and say a tank top, but I don't want to change my shirt because I got a little coffee on it right here. I'll just throw on one of my lacy ponchos. And every time I do, I always get compliments. Always. One time my husband and I were out to dinner and it was chilly. And I threw on one of my scrap happy ponchos. And it's one of the ones that's a lot heavier. I used a heavier yarn. I think we went to Applebee's or IHOP. I can't remember. But anyway, the lady was seating us and she's like, I love your poncho. I said, oh, thank you. She went and got her friends to come look at my poncho. And then I told them all about my channel and where they could find the pattern, you know. But I was just, you never know what's going to happen. But I cannot tell you, anytime I ever wear a poncho, I always get people to come and tell me they love it. Every time. And a lot of times it's when I'm just out with like shorts and a tank top and I just threw it on because, like I said, I got coffee on my shirt. I didn't want to change my shirt. And a lot of, and the truth is you could also make this as what's a ponchette, you know, a little bit shorter. You wouldn't have to make it all the way long if you just want it to hit your waist. It's up to you. So it's got lots of sizes. And even if you say like the width, you can make it longer or shorter. I mean, it's completely versatile and it's a super easy pattern. If you can do a triple stitch, you can do this because if we do have double crochets here, but this is triples in here and then doubles here. And then all of our V stitches are triple stitches or treble. They're called triple or treble. Depends on where you're at in the world. I've always called them triple because that's what I was taught. But it's just super, super cute. And I mean, you could go with like sparkle yarns. I mean, there's just possibilities are endless. And I really hope that you'll do this because it's so fun and easy. And it's great to have along with you in the car. You know, like sometimes my husband will go, well, you want to run in and get something to eat? And I'm like, but I'm in shorts. I could throw that on, run in and get something to eat and not feel like I'm, you know, not dressed enough, you know. So anyway, I was so excited about it. We worked really hard getting the sizes because I wanted it to be big. I wanted it to be comfy. But in reality, if the extra small size is too big, you can always go down, you know, and just count your stitches. Let's throw that back over there. I really love that marl yarn. It is just gorgeous. It has a little bit of an ombre feel to it. But it has like the colors of the ocean, you know, darker and lighter, and I just love it. And the original pattern that I did, we did do a stripe through the middle of the brown. But as I was making this, I thought, you know, I don't really like that. It just breaks it up too much. So anyway, that is our Sand and Sea Summer Poncho. And I do have the video linked underneath this if you want to go and look at the video. And remember, all of my patterns that I put a video out for, underneath each one of the videos is a link that says crochet pattern link. And you hit that link and it sends you right to the blog where the written pattern is with lots of pictures. And a lot of times it's neat to have that because watching someone crochet it and seeing a still picture are two different things and they can help each other. And that's why I always encourage people to go and look at the blog as well. Because sometimes you'll have questions and there's information maybe I forgot to say on the video, you know, that you can find that information on the blog. We try to get it all in there, but sometimes I forget or sometimes somehow it gets overlooked or whatever. So, yeah, I just love it. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I know I say I keep things, but I am going to keep this one. I love it. I have the other one still in the closet. I think I might give it to my sister. I think she'd really like it. It is a lot. It's just the same. It's just solids, and it has that brown stripe in the middle. It's still pretty. Alrighty, what else happened this week? Well, I did on Friday a Father's Day mug, and I think it's so cute. Let me grab it. I must ask you a question. My granddaughter, years ago, I can't remember how many years ago it was, we did a little applique mustache. And I think you can still find, I got on that applique, there were like 4 different mustaches. Well, I decided it would be super fun just to make something for Father's Day that was quick and easy. And the truth is, I put this on my Coffee and Crochet with Sara mug. And the mug itself measures, I can't remember, I want to say 4 inches tall. I got my tape measure. Let me measure it real quick just so I can give you the right information. Yeah, it's about 4 inches tall. And it's, I think, 10 inches around. And it's a very standard coffee mug. But you may want to put it on a skinnier mug, or you may want to put it on a fatter mug. And these are just rows of single crochets. You can add more or do less. And then we do the trim with these little handles. And you want to make sure your handles are tight, though, because you don't want it slipping off there. Okay? And it's just a fun gift. It doesn't have to be just for Father's Day. It could be for a birthday, or one of my nieces, she loves mustaches. And I made her a hat with a mustache on it once. And she loved it. And we called it, I Must Ask You a Question. My granddaughter, it was the one who said that first. And I took the little mustaches and I hot glued them to straws. And we were putting them on, having like a puppet show with our mustaches. I know I do the silliest things with my grandkids. But anyway, that is it was our Father's Day. I must ask you a question. I must ask you a question. Mug cozy. And I just thought it was super fun. And we had a lot of fun with it. Sometimes, it's just good to, have a lot of fun, we get really serious, around holidays and stuff. And sometimes I think we just need to relax and laugh, And that's why I thought this little mug cozy was the cutest thing. And I thought it was just neat and it's fun. And I love fun stuff. Okay. Alrighty. Now the other thing that we did was the this or that question last Wednesday. And I'm just so you know, I'm trying to find, because I end up, when I do a video ahead of time, I end up putting it, posting it so that, or I should say scheduling it, so that it comes out at early in the morning. And I'm really curious, what time of day do you prefer? What time of day do you get on YouTube looking for your videos? Because I've been doing them in the morning, but I'm thinking, on Mondays, I usually don't post the video till about, 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And I feel like that Monday video gets more views, that people get more of a chance to see it. And so I'm wondering, maybe you can let me know. Comment here, what time of day, besides today, we're here, it's 10:30 in the morning, but I'm just trying to, maybe there is a better time of day. I'm not going to change the live video. But I'm talking about like tomorrow, when I get my video for tomorrow posted, and I'll schedule it for 7:30 in the morning. Is that too early? Would you rather do it later? And then on Friday, for Friday Fun Day, I usually post it early as well. Just because I like to get up early myself. I'm an early riser. I'm usually up by 6:30. So, but if the majority of the people are on YouTube later, it might be better to post them later. That's all I'm trying to say. So I don't know that I'll change anything right now, but I'm just curious, what time of day do you normally get on YouTube and look for videos, have time to watch them, basically. The truth is, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I have pills I have to take at 4 o'clock and take Rosie outside. Then I usually just go right back to bed. And I usually try to get up between 6 and 6:30. And I like to try to get a lot of my work done, like testing patterns, reading over blogs, things like that in the morning. And then I've been scheduling Wednesday and Fridays at 7:30 in the morning. But I mean, I'm different from everybody else. Not really very many people like to get up early like I do. And it's not that I really like to, it's just my clock. I have not set an alarm clock in 25, 30 years. My body just wakes up. I don't know why. So anyway, I'm just curious. Let me know what you think. I'm getting a little dry here. Loving that chocolate caramel sugar-free creamer. Anyway, just for curiosity's sake, I'm not saying I'm going to make changes, but I'll see, you know. So anyway, tomorrow, oh, I didn't talk about what our video was today. We talked about our this and that, on this and that. Do you ever crochet things for yourself? And what do you crochet for yourself? Because I find myself constantly crocheting for others, or and I like that. Don't misunderstand me. I really enjoy making things and giving them to other people. But sometimes I really want to keep things for myself, like this. You know, and it's okay. Don't feel guilty if you keep things for yourself. You know, I make things for my kitchen and different things like that. But it's also fun to give things away. And that's what last week's video was about. Excuse me. Give me a second. Okay. So tomorrow's video, we're going to be talking about yarn issues. And the reason I'm going to do a video on this is there's 5 different yarn issues I'm going to talk about having to do with yarn itself. And that's because I keep getting the same questions over and over again. And I thought rather than doing a whole bunch of itty bitty videos, I'm going to do all 5 of these together. And there's simple things like, why does my yarn have knots and stuff like that. And so that's what tomorrow's video is going to be about. And I really enjoy doing the this or that videos, you know, because it gives us kind of a relaxed way of asking questions without feeling like, oh, if I ask this question, they're going to think I'm not very smart or something like that. I never, ever think you're not smart when you ask a question. I think that the only thing that's not smart is not to ask the question. If you have a question, ask the question. And I always say, if I don't know the answer, I will do my best to find the answer to the question for you. Okay? Because you wouldn't ask the question if you didn't want to know. Okay? And I never have any problem with people asking me questions. Okay? My throat just wants to be scratchy. Sorry about that. All right, so that's what tomorrow's video is about. And then on Friday, I have another fun Friday Fun Day video that I'm happy with. I'm really happy with the way the pattern ended up turning out. And just so that you understand, I get people, one thing I get a lot is people will say, can you do this or can you do that? And a lot of times I'll take that and I'll write it down in my notebook because people are requesting this particular type of pattern, or just like I had this one lady who wanted a coaster shaped like an ear of corn, and she wanted it for a really long time. And I kept writing it down, and I just couldn't fit it in. And so what happens, the way that I do things is it takes time to design and write a pattern and test a pattern and pictures and all that stuff. And so I'm usually 3 to 4 months ahead. In other words, what you're going to see in the fall, I'm already working on. And I really like what's coming out. But that's really the truth. So when you ask me if I can do something real quick, sometimes if it's not something major, I might be able to squeeze it in and maybe move a Friday Fun Day here or there. But when it comes to patterns, basically just mostly designs, I'm probably going to tell you either not right now, we'll have to wait on it, or probably no. And I don't like doing that. I do write them down in my notebook. But just so that you understand, it takes time. It's like this one here. I wrote that 15 years ago, and it was really basically redesigning and rewriting. And I wrote that pattern. As I'm reading through it, I'm like, what were you even thinking? That doesn't even make sense to me, and things like that. And so I love doing, and I do like to do that quite a bit, is go to my old patterns and update them, especially if they're with an old yarn. I like to update them with new yarns and stuff like that. But even that takes a lot of time because the sizes have to be tested. And the yarn has to be, is this the right yarn? And all of those things. I'm not complaining at all. I absolutely love the process. My favorite part is designing. And then my second favorite part is writing out the pattern and working all the stitches out. My least favorite part, just in case you care, is math. I never struggled with math, really. It's just not my favorite. That's why I have testers to check my math. So anyway, and just so you know, I'm not trying to ignore you if you ask me to do something really quick. I'm not trying to disappoint you. I just want you to understand that it does take time, even for something small, like a coaster or something, because I do sketches, I play with colors, I play with yarns, and a day doesn't go by, and you can ask my husband. Even last night, we were watching the basketball game. I'm not a sports person, but I have really gotten into Oklahoma City Thunder basketball. Okay, just so you know. And they won last night again, and I was super excited. But I realized as I was crocheting that the item I was crocheting was getting tighter and tighter because my tension was getting tighter and tighter as the game went on. I'm like, okay, I got to pull this out, And it was just a matter of just a little bit, because our tension affects what we do. But anyway, my husband will tell you, I never sit down and watch a show. I never sit down and watch a movie. I never sit down and watch a basketball game or even the news unless I've got crochet in my hand. I'm always constantly designing. I'm constantly playing with yarns to see what they'll do, how they'll look when they're stitched up, and things like that. Do I pick the yarn for the project before and after? The answer to that is both. And that's because usually I'll have a couple of different kinds of yarn I'm thinking about. And then I'll play with those yarns. And then sometimes I've got an idea in my head and I'm looking for colors. And then I'll pick that yarn. I'm like, yeah, I don't like that yarn. I'll try another yarn. So it's kind of both, And when I buy yarn, like from Premier Yarn, because they're my favorite, of course, anytime you order from Premier, if you use my link, I get 10%. And I'm affiliate of Premier. And I loved Premier Yarn even before I became an affiliate. But a lot of times I'll get yarn in and I want to make something with that yarn. But more times than not, I've already got an idea in my head. Like this, I already have an idea in my head because it's absolutely gorgeous. But I wasn't sure until I got to see the yarn itself. Okay? And that's the thing about yarn. Even if you order something in and you're looking at it, my brain is always going 150 miles an hour when it comes to yarn and designs. And I can look at this and probably shout out about 100 things you could make out of it, And so it's just one of those things. Okay, let me just get down to nitty gritty here. You would be terrified if you knew the amount of patterns that were in my head. If you knew the crafty stuff, the yarn ideas that were in my head. If you got inside my head, you would yell, screaming away from me. She's a yarn maniac. She's a crazy yarn woman. But anyway, it's just funny. All right. Well, we're over time. I try to keep it 30 minutes, but I'm getting more and more about 45. Okay, so let's bottom line this real quick. Go check out Krafty Kait. That's with a K. Krafty and Kait are both with a K. Her link is underneath this video. You're going to enjoy her. Number 2, the winner of the June giveaway is Vicky Hockenberry. Vicky, if you're here now or later, be sure and email me or send me a message. And number 3, don't forget, we've extended the buy one, get one free or 50% off all my patterns in my Ravelry store through next Tuesday in order to raise some money for my grandson's senior year for marching band. And remember, it's only his savings account for marching band, not the whole marching band, okay? Just my Aiden Spivey grandson, who's 17. He's growing up too fast. But anyway, I want to help raise some money because senior year is expensive and marching band is also very expensive. And you get the discount because it's 50% off. All right. So thank you all for being with me today. It's been fun. It's been real, and it's been real fun. And if you missed my magnificent joke at the beginning, oh my goodness, go back and watch at the beginning and hear my magnificent joke. All right, y'all. I love all my Yarny friends and family. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.